Welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. I'm Theo, and today we're looking at tactical maps Reincarnated. Recently, past couple of months, Wizards of the Coast has been releasing a couple of map packs for Dungeons & Dragons. We had one for the Guildmasters Guide to Ravnica, and we had one for Dungeon of the Mad Mage. You can look at our review of these if you click the eye in the corner of the screen. Basically, though, people weren't very happy with these. They were not what they expected. They wanted tactical maps, poster-sized maps with a grid on them that you could put on your table and run encounters on. And those maps were more a GM's tool for planning. They weren't made for encounters. They weren't made to put down on your table and have adventures on. This is more what people were expecting, or at least so we think. This is supposed to be 20 tactical maps with a grid that are taken from previous adventures in the Dungeons & Dragons line over the years. So let's really take a look and see what's inside. So the first thing you'll notice when you pick this up is that this is a little bit more hefty than the previous map packs. This is the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica map pack, and while they're the same size, this one with the poster maps is a little bit thicker than this one that has the cardstock sheets in it. Now, when we look inside this, you'll notice that they provide you with the rules for using a grid for size of creatures, and they also give you the rules for using hexes. On the other side, they provide you the rules for using a grid for line of sight when determining half cover or 3/4 cover, and they also tell you how to determine an area of effect using a cone and a sphere. So let's take one out and put it on the table. Now, these are truly paper poster maps. They're going to be pretty fragile, so be careful when you're unfolding it, when you're moving it around on the map, when you're trying to get rid of the creases. So you can see it lies pretty flat on the table, but it's going to have a few folds and creases on it. This is a 21 by 30 inch map. Let's go ahead and put some figures on it to see how they look. You can see it lies fairly flat, but there's going to be some folds and creases that make things a little bit unstable. Like that. You can also, if you want to, make some of the terrain features a little bit more three-dimensional if you want. Put down some real tables, put down some real trees even. And that's how it looks on the table. So this set comes with 20 poster maps, although 2 of the pages are half maps, which are 15 by 21. So in effect, you really get 22 maps in this set. They really are very fragile though. Just opening them up and trying to get them flat on the table and positioning them and trying to get the creases out, I've come really close to tearing them. So I would recommend finding a way to protect them. I think the best way is to get a 24 by 36 acrylic sheet to put on top. That'll allow you to keep it flat, so your minis can stand on it without falling over. You can also write on it with a dry erase marker if you like. So that's probably the best way. You can also laminate each individual map, but that's going to get expensive really quickly. This set you can get online or at your local game store for $20 to $25. You can also buy it on D&D Beyond. It costs $15, and it gives you just 20 high-resolution JPEGs that you can print or do with as you like. It's also available on Fantasy Grounds for $15, and you can get it on Roll20 for $25, but that includes the dynamic lighting and the advanced fog of war effects. These maps are all taken from like 3rd edition and 4th edition adventures, which used to come bundled in with a poster map inside. So they reincarnated a lot of those old maps, the ones that were, I think, interesting or fairly generic that you could use for a lot of different settings, and they bundled them into this product. I think this is a lot more in line with what people were expecting from my map pack. A tactical map with a grid on it that you can put on your table and have adventures on. You can stay tuned to the end of this video to see pictures of all of these maps on my table. We're going to give you the names that they gave the maps on D&D Beyond, and I found DMDavid had a nice compilation of the old poster maps, so we tried to figure out which adventures each one of these maps came from, so we'll credit him in the video description below. Otherwise, you can leave questions and comments and concerns in the comment section below. Our video description always has any corrections or updates, and there's always timestamps in there if you want to go to a particular part of the video. And we always subtitle our videos in case that's something you're interested in. You can turn that on down below. You can help the channel by liking and subscribing to the channel and sharing the videos with people you think may enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on the Gallant Goblin.